What's up, guys? It's Navarro, Pennystocksclub13. I'm gonna do an early recap. I've been feeling very well all day, so I'm just gonna go over everything that happened today, trades that worked, trades that didn't from yesterday, and then what my thought process was on some of the stocks that I called out today, and what's going on in the overall market. So let's go ahead and get going, guys. I know that in previous videos I talked about the SPY and how it forms. It was last time it dipped, it formed the pole, the flag, and then the dip again, the bear flag pattern. Then I told you that my thought process here was, again, it still doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it looks like it's forming something like that bear flag pattern, and then eventually that push down, right? So that's the SPY. That's what's going on. It was a big sell off today, and I'll talk more about that in a little bit. Um, For now, BIOC, the big mover from yesterday, we held about, I don't know, the last few shares for a possible break over one. It didn't happen. I'm gonna take you to the 1 day, 3 minute chart. So we're holding through this, and then I see this big dip here. So I started taking the last of my position here. I wasn't gonna wait for this move. I mean, it was insignificant whether it happened or not. Now it didn't sell off completely. It's still within this big day. I do have my alert set. Now I like it to come and test the one level and probably position myself right before it or after it breaks. It depends on and when it starts testing that level. For now, it goes back on watch, BIOC. Uh, this one, guys, as you all know in WhatsApp chat, I rarely hold for more than 2 days. I think 2 days is or 3 days has been the longest I've held a position. This one I've held it the entire 4 days since Tuesday. I traded it. We traded from Friday to or Monday to Tuesday. I bought back in on Tuesday, and I've been holding it ever since. And it's been trickling up. I remember I averaged up to $2.70 as I've been adding as it's been making higher lows. Let me zoom in here, and give me a second, guys. Let me see if I can fix this so you can see it better. So there you go. So it's been making this ascending wedge. It kind of broke out of it. It's making also. I mean, like I tell you, it all depends on the trader's perspective how you want to draw your lines. You can also do something like this, like an ascending wedge. You've got the higher lows and you got the ascending wedge. Again, bullish pattern, and I'm still holding a full position in it. I am up. Remember, I averaged up to 270, so I am up. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can make it better. From 270 right now, closed at 290. I'm up 7%, guys, which is profit taking for me. But again, I'm waiting for it to break out. Again, if you're new to trading, if you're a beginner, my suggestion for you is 5 to 10% start taking profits. Um, Unless you have a lot of risk tolerance, then go ahead and hold as much as you can. Again, it's your money. I don't tell you what to do with it. I only make suggestions. At the end of the day, it's your account. So VBIV, that's I'm still holding it. Then yesterday's call out ACST failed trade for me. For if everybody got it, man, guys, I told you we're not gonna win them all. This was setting up. It was up pre-market. Then it got some news, and this one was a bigger loser for me. I wasn't ready to cut it loose. Um, it had some news, something about the FDA meeting, something like that. So this one, I did lose about 15%. I didn't get to get out. My entry was somewhere here, so I lost about 12 to 13%. And well, that's the way it goes, guys. We don't win them all, and that's part of the risky part about swing trading is that sometimes the news comes in after market. It could be bad, like it was today, and I was caught in this little sell off. So we'll keep it on watch. I don't think I'll trade this one again. It was a good setup from yesterday, but it didn't work. Now the other swing trade, this one did work. I did this one actually. I lost on ACST, and this one put me right back on the map. Okay, remember I bought it for the break of 130, so I got in exactly at 130. It opened higher, pushed up right off the bat. Now you're looking for that level right here where it got rejected at the 135 level, right? You're looking for that level to become support. So I'm just gonna go to the early morning session. Okay, it became support right here. It started trickling up. I took profits. I believe I told them at 144, and then to final take profits at 156, guys. So for about a 15, 17% gain. Let me see, 130, 56, 156. That's it says 20%, but remember I scale out. So I average like 15 to 17%. I want to say 15 would be ideal. So it just put me back even on the day. I sold everything. I started focusing on the other stocks. And I had a trade idea in the morning. There was a lot of news about, I mean, there's been a lot of news recently, especially with the IDEX trade that we made uh, sometime back. They make electric vehicles. So I called out BLNK today, and let me show you the pattern. It's one of my favorite patterns, like you all know. You got your big push up, then you got the little curl, and it gapped up today. It did close at a 5% increase from yesterday's close. So this is yesterday's close, and today I know it's a red candle, but it's still, if you were holding it from yesterday, it you'll be up 5% right now at the close. Now, why did I um, get this trade? And I knew that it had low volume. It barely traded over a million. It's still good, but during the day it was at 450,000. I called it out, and let me tell you why, guys. So IDEX got another contract. They've been getting contracts to manufacture electrical vehicles for different companies. Then you got Tesla price target being raised because they're also opening a new manufacturing site in Austin, Texas. And then you've got Nikola, the newest IPO. They're not new, but they're new to the stock market. They have a recent IPO. So Nikola is another one, and they're the stock is doing well. The IPO is doing well. So what does BLNK have to do with any of that? BLNK produces charging stations. They manufacture charging stations for electric vehicles. So with all this news about electric vehicles coming in, the investor in me, and again, I'm not an investor, I'm a trader, said, okay, then this one has to trickle up. If IDX starts going up, it's going to trickle up. And sure enough, guys, let me tell you my trade idea and when I called it out. Let me take you to the 1 day, 3 minute. So remember it had a gap up. Let me zoom out. It gapped up from yesterday's close, right? It opened up here. So that's the little gap there. And then remember, I like hold dollars to become support and resistance. So you got the $2.50 level here, where it was where I was looking for it to become support. And look at that, it bounced up, and now I was looking for it to break the VWAP. It broke over it, and I just wanted a little bit of confirmation. So I called it out here. Got it exactly at 253, guys. That was my entry. Then it started trickling up, and I said, okay, this one's gonna be good for the day. It's gonna take off. And then it started trickling down, and I was wondering what's going on, because at the same time VBIV was doing the same thing. So then this is, if you can see down here, this is the time of day. It's 11:18, 11:20, right? And this is central time. So if you go to the SPY, look at that, guys. At 11:18, the acceleration to the downside, guys. 11:18, look at that. So it affected some of the stocks. The SPY, uh, I don't know how stocks are connected to it and stuff like that. So that's probably the reason of that pullback, that sell off. And in any case, my idea still holds. It didn't trickle below 250, so again, it's still above the 250 level. And it all depends on the open on Monday, and we'll see how that goes, guys. So that was my idea on BLNK. That's why I called it out. I mean, the thought process was good, I guess, but unfortunately, it didn't work out so far. It's not. I'm down with like $2-3. I mean, 1%, something like that. It's not much. We'll see. And the other call out from yesterday was TRVN. This one is trickling down after market. I need to check the news. I don't know why. Uh, Sometimes this really doesn't matter. It's just, you know, aftermarket noise. But it did take off, broke over the flag pattern, and I told you it might continue or it might just start trading sideways. And it looks like it's what it's gonna do, right? Before it makes a second move, or it just completely breaks down. We don't know what it's gonna do. We just got to keep an eye on it. So we're gonna set alerts again. We're gonna keep it on watch, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so TRVN, and then the next one. That's this is the next ones are on watch for next week, guys. I'm gonna start with the one I have here on my list. No particular order. Okay, NBIS trickling up. I like it over the 150 level. If it can also show support there and continue trickling up, then we'll probably take a position next week. We'll see how it goes. NBIS. Next one, HTGM. I did call this one out. Again, let me zoom out, explain what's going on. So it broke above the 180 SMA. It's trading above all the EMAs, right? It showed support at the 180, and then it's starting to trickle back up. So that's the reason I called it out, and it was pushing up before market close. I told everybody, you know what, let it pull back to 80, and then that'll be a good entry. And it closed at 0.78, so just 2 cents below 80. And hopefully, with more increasing volume, it'll continue to go. It's got room all the way up here to the one level. Again, take profits as you have them, 5 to 10%. Let the rest ride. HTGM. Next one is CYDY. So again, one of my favorite patterns. You got that push, then it's been trading sideways, and now today with a little bit of increase in volume, it came into the 375 level. 52-week high is 384. So that's the reason this one's on watch. If it starts making a push on Monday, then we'll probably and has a good close on Monday. Again, it needs to confirm the close on Monday, usually between 2 and 3 p.m. And then we'll take a position for a swing and a possible push or continuation to the upside. So CYDY, that's my trade idea on that one. It's on watch. Next one that's on watch is, one of the call from today that unfortunately didn't work. Or, I mean, the pattern is still good. It's just the close I don't like. It's MGEN. Again, over the 180 over all EMAs. The 180 SMA and all the EMAs had a big push, started curling up, got this little cup and handle type of deal, then another little handle. So that's the reason I was in it. Again, I was playing a candle formation pattern. When I was calling it, this solid body, this narrow body was up here at 135. So if you could picture that, let me show you. So this is what it was doing. This is the way it looked, right? So that looked like a solid pattern for me. And I said, okay, now if it gets to 135, doesn't touch 140, then we're good. It's going to be a continuation. Unfortunately, same thing happened with like the other ones at the same time that the other one started selling off, or maybe even a little sooner as the market started going down. This one started going down. Now, it is above yesterday's close. It's still up 6%. So it all depends how it opens on Monday. I'm still holding this one. I don't have a day trade to get out of it. I did say this is a starter position. I put on the WhatsApp chat. So a starter position is just a very small shares, just because I see something, right. I saw this push up here. Sorry guys, let me change the drawing method here. So it had this big push. It had this ascending wedge pattern. So I was thinking if it can break through with that one 34, 35 level, 36 level, then we're going to be good. Unfortunately, it broke to the downside, and it happens, guys. I mean, like I told you, patterns don't need to be repeatable, but we trade them because we see them, and hopefully, uh, or most of the time that we see them, they work. In this case, it broke to the downside. It is trading below VWAP, so it all depends on the open tomorrow. On Monday, and if not, I'll just cut my losses and move on to the next trade, guys. I mean, I can't win them all. we can win them all. And that's pretty much all I have, guys. I hope everybody has a great weekend. We'll see you all on Monday. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you do have any questions or any stocks that you have a question on, you can post them on the YouTube comments below. Those of you on WhatsApp chat, you can post them on the WhatsApp chat. For those of you interested in trading alongside with me, guys, I am working on something. Be patient. Under construction. It's in progress. I will let you know as soon as I have everything ready and finalized. And that is it for me, guys. We'll see you.